everyone. So in this mini lesson, what we are going to be talking about is our rotations, rotation of a point. Today we are focusing only on the 90-degree rotation. So things that we need to know is notation for rotation. We have a capital R represents rotation, and the degree that they want me to rotate is going to be a subscript. So this, what you would say, reading it, this would be a rotation of 90 degrees, right? Capital R we deal with in terms of rotation. So that's one thing we need to know. Another thing that we do want to understand is that for problems dealing with rotation, what we're going to see is rotation of a counterclockwise rotation over the origin. So let me just think of a clockwise rotation over origin. So if they ask me for a clockwise, just think of a clock. That's why this is called clockwise. If I have a clock here, let me just draw my clock. How do those arrows move? They move in this direction, right? So this is a clockwise rotation because we're following the path of the clock. A counterclockwise, if I have my clock here, the direction that I'm going to be going in is opposite the clock. So clockwise versus counterclockwise. And we're dealing with rotation of 90 degrees, again, over specifically the origin. So let me just bring that to your attention. Why is it over the origin? Because that clock is technically the origin. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. So let's take it to the next step. The rule. Because for all these transformations, we are dealing with some sort of rule. If we are rotating 90 degrees, and I start off with the point x comma y, that point changes and becomes negative yx. So what happens here is that the order swaps, right? So instead of having x first, it comes second. Instead of having y second, it comes first. But wait a second. Why is that y over here negative? That y ends up swapping order, which I agree, but the y, the value of the y of y changes. So here's some quick examples to get you guys started on the practice for today. So we have example 1. Let's say I gave you a rotation of 90 degrees counterclockwise over the origin, and your starting point was 3, 5. Where would that point fall? Where will that point go? That point will first, the order will swap, order swaps. So we'll have a 5, 3. There's my order changing. but that y value must change signs. Let's say change signs to be more specific. So instead of a positive 5, it'll become a negative 5. Let's try another one. Let's say my point was a rotation of 90 degrees, and we have 3 comma negative 5. That point, what first happens is that the order changes. So they swap, but that y must change signs. So no longer a negative, but now a positive. Let's do one more. Let's say we had a rotation of 90 degrees, and these were the ordered pair that we start off with. What happens then? So we swap, but that original y changes sign, so it's no longer a negative. Okay, so these are the types of problems when doing a rotation of 90 degrees. Make sure you all work with that rule.